Hi guys, this is Gargi. We had been wanting to make a video on hair loss for women for quite a while now, since we feel this is a topic which has not been covered a lot. Even I have friends and relatives who have problems of hair loss. So just a while back, we shot a small video with Dr. Gaurang Krishna from Medalinks and tried to cover some very basic questions related to hair loss in women, like what are the basic causes of hair loss in women, what are the ways that they can be prevented, is hair transplant an option that women can go for or not? So just quickly have a look at that video first.
Hi guys, this is Vinay back again. We are at Medlinks with Dr. Gaurang Krishna, and we are here to talk about one big aspect that people have not shared a lot, and that is hair loss in women. What kind of different hair loss do women suffer from?
There are many kinds of. There are more than 15 or 20 causes of hair loss in women, and unfortunately, each and every cause is getting the incidence is getting more with each passing decade. The most common cause of hair loss in women is same as in men. It's androgenic alopecia, and then there are other kinds like telogen effluvium, which is very common. Ladies lose a lot of hair after pregnancy or typhoid or malaria, things like that. Then there are technical things like alopecia areata, starring alopecia. Low thyroid causes hair loss, low hemoglobin causes hair loss. So there are many causes of hair loss, but the most common are telogen effluvium and androgenic alopecia, the patterned hair loss.
Okay, so in that way, do they lose the hair?
So the cause in men and women is the same, but the patterns are different.
Yes.
In men, in us the hairline recedes. We develop baldness, but in ladies, it's not the case. This the thing called diffuse thinning. Everything gets thin, unlike in men, where normally hair loss proceeds like this, from front towards back, or just from the crown, or front backward, or backward to or back towards the front. So, but in a lady, it's all over. It's thinning. So a lady does not ever get bald, but the hair volume goes down a lot.
But you can see that she's bald because
because
they get so thin that you can see through it.
See through it.
Yeah.
So there is, in advance there can be a see through. So the difference in pattern in a man and a lady, in a man and a lady, is that a man has receding hairline, whereas a lady has hair thinning.
Do ladies also retain the side and the back of the hair like men do?
This is a very good question. Very good question. In men, mostly we retain the hair, and in a normal thickness as we had before balding hair. But again, as I told, in a lady, it's diffuse thinning. So not just this part is affected. This part is affected more, but this is the only affected part. Their their back hair is also affected.
Equally?
Less, not equally,
Okay.
less. They get more thinning on the top, less here, but they have a definite thinning on the back also.
As compared to
men.
because men, you will always retain hair.
Almost, yes.
Almost always retain this hair. And what options do women have for to prevent hair loss or to help it? Even once they've got the hair loss, now what options do they have? If they, for example, a woman has in a stage where the hair is thin so much that now a person can see the bald scalp. So now what option does she have?
So again, first of all, the most important thing is to identify the cause of hair loss, to make a proper diagnosis. So if the thyroid is playing a role, treating that. If low hemoglobin is the cause, treating that improves your hair. But let's concentrate on the two most common causes: androgenic alopecia and telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium is just a matter of time. It will get better on its own with a little supplementation. Androgenic alopecia is a problem. So in a lady, our first goal is to prevent further hair loss. That's the first goal. So like in men, the same medicines are given in women also. The prescription medicine, prescription lotion. The medicine at a slightly higher strength and the lotion at a slightly lower strength. So these are the two main things. And the other options to gain some more volume are PRP, laser hair comb, and comb or cap, and there are some multiple other therapies like derma roller stimulation. Sometimes physiotherapy is also done with favorable results. So yes, the first thing is to prevent further hair loss, and with other treatments, some volume can be given. Now, your specific question was, what can we do when the hair thinning has become so bad that the scalp is showing? Very difficult to do that. Very difficult to do because if the scalp is showing, that means that the lady has reached grade 3, which is the last stage. To make things reverse from there is difficult. So again the medical treatment would continue so that she doesn't lose further. And then to camouflage, lady can use hair fibers, which will give illusion of fuller hair. And scalp micropigmentation is a thing which is being done now. It's basically tattooing the skin so that the contrast between skin and hair goes less. Not very commonly done, but that's an option. Hair transplant is very rarely done in women. If the front area has really gone bald, very less hair, then we just do a hair transplant here on the forelock.
But
so that she can
for a lady, you cannot do a hair transplant
on a very big area.
No.
Very. When in very rare cases, like we do about 50 transplants in a month, but we do only maybe one lady in 2 or 3 months. That rare. So yes, things get difficult when scalps get shown.
Okay, so because for a transplant for a lady, she will also probably have
transplant in a lady is very difficult for multiple reasons. One, the donor hair is not there.
Yes,
even that is
because you said that will also thin out eventually. So that you don't have any hair that you're planting from the back and putting it in the front. That will also go because that also gets affected, unlike men.
Yes, so there is no permanent hair. We do not have the luxury of using body hair in a lady. In men, we can use beard hair, sometimes body hair. Ladies do not have that, so that's not there. In hair transplant, shaving or let's say trimming the hair is almost mandatory, which is not acceptable for a lady.
Of course,
right? And most of all, in lady, mostly it is hair thinning, then baldness. And hair transplant is not a solution for hair thinning. Because of all these reasons, hair transplant is very rarely done in ladies.
So more or less, it's actually hair transplant is not an option for ladies.
Not really. For all practical reasons, not an option.
Not an option. Let's keep it that way. So more or less, hair transplant is not an option for ladies. The only option that you have is medical
treatment, non-surgical treatment,
laser combs, PRP,
and prescription medicines and lotions. Transplant in very, very special cases. Very special cases when we are sure that medicines are not going to help and transplant may help a bit, then we go for it.
Okay. And you said that the prescription medicines, you give the medicines in higher dosage and the lotions in lower dosage.
Lower dosage. Again, because
as compared to men.
Again, because this is a informal session. We are not allowed to disclose the name of the medicine.
Yes, of course,
because of the legalities. But yes, in a man, see, basically what these medicines do, the oral medicines, they lower your male hormone, which causes hair thinning. So in a man, there is only we can go to only a certain level because that's their main hormone.
Yeah.
So there are chances of side effects in a man. So we do not go beyond 1 mg. Whereas in lady, it doesn't really matter much.
The testosterone
really does matter, but not much. So in a lady, these medicines become very, very safe, almost safe. So we go up to 5 mg. So 5 times more strength. The only issues with the lady is pregnancy. So a pregnant lady or a lady who's planning to conceive should not take these medicines. Otherwise, reasonably safe. Lotions, why? Because lotions have a direct hair growing effect. Right? They don't work via the hormonal route. They have direct hair stimulation. So in a man, if they stimulate hair on the scalp, a little bit on the face, doesn't matter. But in a lady, if it stimulates the hair on the face, it's a big deal.
So even if she's applying it on the head,
it can drip. Hand contact can be there.
Longer
hair might touch the face.
So she might start growing beard.
Beard, the hair can become. She can have facial hair, which can be very, very distressing. So the lotion concentration is less in a lady, and the medicines we are giving that
can be higher. Okay, and is PRP also a good option for?
PRP is a good option. Again, not a short option. It doesn't replace your medical treatment, your standard treatment, but as a very good add-on.
Okay.
Hope this video tried and answered some of the basic questions on hair loss for women. I'm sure you would be having many more questions regarding the same, so put them down below in the comments and we will try our best to answer them for you. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family who might be facing similar problems. Also, we would like to tell you guys that this channel will not only be about hair transplant and Vinay's hair transplant journey. We would try our best to make this channel about everything related to hair loss and hair care. We will try and cover topics as simple as ways to prevent hair loss and hair care regimes or any other related topics that you guys tell us. So put any questions you guys have or suggest topics in the comments below and we will try and make interesting videos on the same. As always, thanks a lot for watching and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Bye-bye. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday. They said, I bet you'll never make it, but just look at us holding on. We're still together, still going strong. Still the one, you're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. You're still the one I want